4 o'clock on this Wednesday afternoon, February 28th, 2018. It is time now for the Peter Channel 4 o'clock news on this Wednesday afternoon, February 28th, 2018, going on a Wednesday evening. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It is 4 o'clock on this Wednesday afternoon. Top story Peter Channel 4 o'clock news is President Trump lashes out at Attorney General over alleged surveillance abuses. Dick's Sporting Goods stops selling assault-style weapons, raises age for gun buyers to 21. In Dalton, Georgia, a teacher fires gun and President Trump prays for God to raise up another Billy Graham following the evangelical leader's death. NRA directly appealed to Trump against raising the age for firearms purchases. Zai sets China on a collision course with history. Why can't UK solve the Irish border problem in Brexit? Trump calls UAE, Saudi leaders urging Gulf Corporation to counter in Iran. Major nor'easter will inflict destructive wind and coastal flooding in New England. We'll have more on that coming up on the weather segment of the Peter Channel. 4 o'clock news. Mixed emotions as students return to class. School shouldn't be a war zone. Trump calls for quick action on school safety and guns. ICE attacks Oakland mayor for warning residents about immigration sweep, she said, by her actions. The International Olympic Committee reinstated Russia's membership on Wednesday after the conclusion of the Winter Games in Pyeongchang. The German Interior Ministry confirmed on Wednesday that the country's defense and foreign ministries' databases were hacked with information stolen. The U.S. Supreme Court began to hear arguments Wednesday in a case that could define what voters can and cannot wear when voting in elections. A group of senators called on Trump's administration to discharge outstanding federal student loans for permanently disabled Americans and veterans. An intense storm could... The comments arriving on Wednesday provides downward the U.S. gross domestic product for the fourth quarter of 2017 at 2.5% annual rate. Attleboro City Council President says abstaining avoided a conflict for Hall. Attleboro, the two Republican candidates running for state representative, are big money inventors to the three Democrats in a special election. With national protest planned in schools on March 14, Principal David Lensicky of Somerset Berkeley High School felt it was unsafe to announce when and where the student body would be organized, but he said it still were. Unclaimed corpses pile up as governments cut costs. Brockton business moves to Holbrook after $2.6 million of property sale. Tip leads to drug arrest in Abington. Convicted leader of Bridgewater Link drug ring sentence. An ATV driver goes on a joyride for Bridgewater as police chase him. The latest on the story of the microwire recently moved its headquarters from North Main Street in Brockton to 5 Mere Road in Holbrook, and the new company is now constructing a self-storage facility at the Brockton property. Spotify kicks off its unusual IPO. Pizza Hut is now the new official pizza of the NFL, and that should terrify Papa John's. William Ekman's Persian Square buys Staking United Technologies. Regulator seeks cushion loan details from Deutsche Bank and two others. Look at that, the stocks are down 383.62 points at 25,026.41. SP5 are down 3.46 points at 2713.82. And Nasdaq down 57.35 points at 7273.01. A rare signal from the early universe sends scientists clues about dark matter. Could smarter suits help astronauts stave off depression? The moon formed inside the Earth when it was a spinning cloud of vaporized rock, the origin theory said. 1 in 14 women still smokes while pregnant, the CDC said. The CDC researcher who mysteriously vanished has recently been passed over to promotion, police said. Balanced fluid evidently recommended for IVs. In Boston, Massachusetts, about 9:47 p.m. last night, an officer assigned to District E18 Hyde Park was flagged down while on patrol in an area of Fairmount Avenue and Truman Parkway to a victim who stated it had been carjacked at gunpoint. The victim said he had been forced out of his vehicle by 3 male suspects at area 577 River Street, and that one of the males had brandished a firearm during the incident. The officer searched the area and quickly located a stolen vehicle parked and occupied in an alley beyond 771 Truman Parkway. Upon seeing the officer approaching, the 3 suspects simultaneously exited the vehicle and fled on foot Front nearby backwards. First pursuit one of the suspects on foot. Larry fired as Jokewitz grandson 21 of Dorchester placed him in custody of area of 11 Williams Avenue while the assistance of additional represented units. Officers then set a perimeter while PPD K9 Duke arrived at the scene and began to search for two remaining suspects. Duke soon located McKinley Casimir, 27 of Matapan, and Hermano Joseph, 27 of Randolph. Hiding detective rear 755 Truman Parkway at which they were placed in custody without further incident. It was later determined that Casimir was wanted on 2 uncertain warrants and sought out of Superior Court for armed assault to robbery and assault with a dangerous weapon. During the continued search efforts, officers recovered property belonging to victims as well as reckless firearm and other evidence related to the investigation at area 767 Truman Parkway. All 3 suspects will appear in West Roxbury District Court on numerous charges including carjacking, armed robbery, and kidnapping. Peter Jail News Time is 4-4 on this Wednesday afternoon. It's time now for a sports report. The boss. Then Celtics will be at the Garden tonight, 7:30 p.m. against the Charlotte Hornets, and the Wheaton Lions women's lacrosse will open up the season at Norton Field tonight at 7 against the Endicott Girls. 4 big teams supposed to make noise in March. Jet released Wilkinson after falling out in 2017. Trainer Futt says Punchers vs. TB12 is the best feud in sports right now, and about 14 announced his retirement after 10 NFL seasons. Peter Chell News Time is 4-4 on this Wednesday afternoon. It's time now for the Peter Chell traffic check on this Wednesday afternoon. Looking at the MBTA, the Pittsburgh train, 4:22 p.m. from Wachusett, expected to operate 50 minutes past schedule between North Leominster and New Station due to disabled train 418 ahead. Hayville train 291, 3:50 p.m. from North Station has been cancelled today due to mechanical issue. Please consider train 213, 4 p.m. outbound. Lowell train 325, 3:04 p.m. from Atlas cancelled due to mechanical issue. Passengers should take train 327, 4:15 p.m. from North Station. Ferries, they are looking good. Alright, looking at hours and byways of... Looking at the Providence and vicinity. 95 southbound side, it is sold between 114 Protected Area to downtown Providence. 95 northbound side, it is backed up between 37 Walk Area to Route 10 in Crescent and hit back again before 195 in Providence into downtown Providence. 95 southbound side, Little Sorrow, Route 37 in Warwick. 195 westbound side, it is backed up between 114 East Providence and downtown Providence. 146 southbound side, it is backed up between 15 and Protected Area to 95 downtown Providence. Route 295 northbound side, it is slow between Route 37 and Route 12 in Creston. Route 4 at the northbound side, it is slow around Route 43 in East Greenwich. 43 eastbound side, also Wickford stretch. 146 on both ends back on Stelzer Road in Warwick. Jamestown and man over the Newport bridges are looking good. Out in southeastern Massachusetts, bordering on the northbound side, little so before the Bourne Bridge. Route 6 is loaded from Saginaw on Orleans. Bourne and Saginaw bridges are looking good. 95 on the southbound side, it is backed up between 140 and Mansfield area to Route 495 in the Foxborough Mansfield area. 24 southbound side, it is backed up after 123 Buckton area to Route 495 in Bridgewater Raynham area. Route 128 at both ends is backed up between 24 in Kenton all the way out to Route 120 and Route 3 in Braintree. 3 is southbound side, so between Braintree split all the way down to Route 18 in Weymouth. 120 on the southbound side, it is backed up between Route 109 and Westwood area to Route 95 in Kenton. Southern Expressway on both ends back between Braintree Split Iron and the Masspike 93 both ends of downtown Boston is backed up. Masspike westbound side, it is slow for the also back to the Newton corner hip again after Route 128 out in Weston Orient and Natick. 93 both ends of downtown Boston backed up. Masspike both ends is backed up between South Boston and Loader Airport. 7 to 10 slow count until it's looking good. 93 on the southbound side, it's slow between the Second Bridge and Boston. 93, the northbound side is so between Boston all the way down to Route 128 in Redden. 128 on the southbound side, it is so between Waltham area and Newton. 128 on the northbound side, it is slow after Route 2 in Lexington all the way to Route 4 in Lexington and Hibiscus between Route 3 in Burlington all the way to Route 129 in Redden. 128 on the northbound side, also before Route 1 in the Linfield PUD stretch. 3 on the northbound side, it is so between 62 and Bedford area to Billerica. 93 at the northbound side, it is slow for Battlefield stretch. 485 at the northbound side, it is slow for the Lawrence stretch. And 290 westbound side, it is backed up between 190 and Route 146 in Worcester. And 495 southbound side, Little Sir, Marlborough stretch. Peter Chale News Time. 4-7 on this Wednesday afternoon. It's time now for a weather report. And what a Wednesday it is! beautiful spring-like Wednesday today, and everybody took advantage of it, including yours truly, as I took a quick walk out to lunch. And it was beautiful, and hope you enjoyed it, because it is all going to change in the next 24 to 48 hours. As we take a look at the radar satellite open, it shows some clouds covering much of the central Massachusetts from Worcester down to Springfield and all the way down to east central New York State, and seeing some rain showers south of Avalon and Greenfield and around Holyoke. And raining around northwestern portions of Connecticut on southwestern Berkshire County and east central to New York State, and rain showers around New Bergen, Middletown, New York, stretching up into Oneida and south of Utica, and east of the I-81 corridor. And rain showers on the north central portions of Maine, some snow sleet up in the northwestern portions of Maine, rain showers in the southern portions of Quebec, while some snow showers up in Quebec City and the north central Ohio, and rain around Ottawa stretch, and raining down the west and central portions of New York State, down the northwestern portions of PA, and northeastern portions of Ohio. Rain in southeastern portions north of St. John, New Brunswick. Alright, the temperature spread right now, 58 degrees in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Right now, around the region, it's in the 50s for much of southern New England, with a 61-degree wind in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and Leominster, Massachusetts. While it's in the 60s for much of Nashua and Manchester and Concord, New Hampshire. And it's in the 50s for much of the region, with a 27-degree reading at Mount Washington, New Hampshire, and 49 in Augusta, Maine, and 47 up in Brunswick, Maine, and 43 in Rockland, Maine. Right now, in Norton at the 4:09, the temperature is 52 degrees, humidity 51%, barometer 27 inches, falling rapidly, and wind speed is calm. Alright. Looking at a significant coastal storm will impact southern New England with major coastal flooding possible, strong to damaging winds and heavy rain, and potential flooding with a change of snow for a time when it may be accompanied by snow accumulation. Okay, we are on a high wind watch effect from Friday morning to Saturday afternoon in eastern central Massachusetts, all Rhode Island, with northeast wind about 23 miles gusts up to 60 miles an hour for timing. Winds increase Friday morning, and winds decrease later Friday night in Rhode Island and central Massachusetts. Winds decrease Saturday afternoon in eastern Massachusetts, and strong winds may bring trees and power lines. Flood watch portions of Northern Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, including fallen areas in Northern Connecticut, Hartford, Talon, and Wyndham, and Massachusetts, Barnstable, Bristol, and Dukes, Essex, and Franklin, Hamden, and Hampshire, and Middlesex, and Nantucket, and Norfolk, and Plymouth, and Suffolk, and Worcester, and Rhode Island, Buck Island, Bristol, Kent, Newport, Providence, and Washington. From Friday morning to Saturday morning, a large coastal storm will develop Thursday morning, Thursday night, and move just offshore of southern New England on Friday and Friday night. This will bring periods of heavy rain to the region, and rain will produce significant rises in streams and rivers. Areas of very heavy rain will may produce urban and small stream flooding, as well as flooding of poor drainage areas. Alright, looking at the forecast. Goes like this tonight. A chance of showers mainly before 2 a.m. Most skies about 39 degrees. Southward about 5 to 9 miles coming light. Southwest of midnight. Transpiration is 30%. Thursday, most suns go out 38 degrees. Calm wind coming in northeast wind 5 miles in the afternoon. Thursday night. Rain may up to 1 a.m. Low on 39 degrees. Northeast about 7 to 10 miles gust size. 24 miles an hour. Transpiration is 8%. Dew percent between 3/4 1 inch possible. Friday, rain high at 45 degrees. Breeze at northeast about 13 to 20 miles an hour. Gust size 44 miles an hour, with a chest space is 100%, dew percent between 1 and 2 inches possible for Friday night. Rain before 4 a.m. Then snow likely low around 35 degrees. Breeze with a north about 10, 18, 22 miles an hour. Gust size 46 miles an hour. Chest space is 90% for Saturday. Snow likely before 9 a.m. Then a chest rain cloud skies. High about 42, about 32 degrees. Chest space is 6% for Sunday. Putty center of the most skies about 40, about 31 degrees. For Monday, putty center of the podcast about 42, about 31 degrees. Tuesday, partly sunny about 45 degrees. Tuesday night, chance of showers, most skies about 33 degrees. Chance space is 30%. Wednesday, a chance rain in the snow, most skies about 44 degrees. Chance space is 30%. And that's going to be it for the Peter Chill 4 o'clock news on this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, February 28, 2018. Viewers, hope you have a good afternoon with a good party, and I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a report. Hope you have a good evening.